Hello, my peoples. It's Allison, and I am here to give you some really good, juicy information today, if you like this type of thing. I'm going to be talking to you about parasites. I've had a couple of people ask me if I passed parasites, and I did. So it's time that I give you that information, okay? My handy little journal here holds all of the secrets, so I will be referring to it while we're talking. As you're aware, I started taking the earth on September 4th of 2013, and it wasn't until November 2nd that I had my first bout with what I noticeably saw as worms. Okay, on November 2nd, I remember this very clearly because I thought that it was mucus. Now, a lot of you have experienced this, this mucus coming out. It comes out all on the stool and what have you. But I noticed that this was it was outside of the stool, and it was like very thin. And the more I looked at it, because it looked a little peculiar, I was checking it out, and I was like, that is not mucus. That's worms. And they were 2 inches long, about 2 inches long. They were very, very thin, kind of like those rice noodles, the Chinese rice noodles. Kind of translucent, and they were like coil. They were like very curly, and they were like intertwined, because there was 2 worms in this particular incident, and they were like kind of intertwined. Now, once again, I'm not sure if it was one worm that maybe got broken. I don't know if they were live. I don't know if they were dead. I just know it was 2 separate pieces, and they were intertwined with each other. And that was my first episode that I actually was able to determine that they were worms. I had a second episode, and that was on December 11th. December 11th, I also passed one worm. Again, I noted it was about 2 inches, and once again, it was the same type. Now, let me say this. It's quite possible that I passed other worms or other types of parasites, and maybe they were inside of the stool. I have no idea. I could only speak to what I was able to determine was parasites, so you might be able to figure some things out that I wasn't able to figure out, because the ones that I saw, they actually looked the same, so the same type. I'm not sure what type they were. I did go online and take a look, but I wasn't really able to determine what exactly they were, so I'm not even going to take a stab at that. Okay, so that was on December 11th. And then I had another bout on the 12th, the next day. I had another worm in the stool. This time I didn't note the size of it, but I know that all of the ones that I saw looked pretty much the same. And then I also had what I noted as a small worm on December 17th, Wednesday, December 17th in 2013. So I've had a couple of bouts, even though I've been taking the earth every single day. Clearly, you pick up some things in the food, you know what I'm saying? So for those of you who don't really know or understand or research parasites, most people do have parasites. They pick it up from the food. As I'm certain I did. Do you know what I'm saying? And for me, who knows? I probably had, those bad boys stuck up inside of me for a long time, because, building walls and forts and building a city, skyscrapers, all of that stuff going on inside of me. Anyway, that's all I have for you today. But, I just want you to know that, yes, I did pass Parasites, and I haven't, since December of 2013, I haven't really noticed any more. But once again, who knows what's inside the stool? Okay, so you pay attention to yours, and if you have anything that is excitable, let me know. All right, we'll talk soon. Enjoy your week.